Zakye Barker, transfer from East Carolina. You've been in Dallas now a couple of months. What's it like adjusting to Dallas so far?
It's been really good to me so far. A lot of good people around me. Really good system around Dallas, around SMU. So it's been good to me so far getting adjusted. I've had a lot of help. I haven't been alone at all, and I've had help every step of the way from coaches to my teammates to staff and to just alumni that I've met. So it's been very welcome to me. I'm really glad to be here, honestly.
Zakye, you're following in the footsteps of two other Georgia natives, not of the 6'4" linebacker frame, but super productive, smart players, Ahmad Walker, Kobe Wilson. When you went through this process, what was it like kind of watching those guys and seeing, a player like you on the field make plays, and going through that process and being productive?
Yeah, I mean, when Coach Crum was first recruiting me, I was telling him that anytime that we didn't have a game or we played at a different time that SMU played, I would actually just cut on SMU's game just so I can watch Kobe and Ahmad play. Watching them was a big inspiration to see them do it on the level that they were doing it on. And I actually played against Kobe in high school as well, so I kind of was familiar with his game and how he played and attacked the game. So just be able to watch them do what they did and be as productive as they were, that was a big inspiration to see that I can do this in this defense. So I'm very thankful for the footsteps that they put ahead of me for sure. So it's been a good thing, and that's kind of what Coach Crum has also sold to me as well, is that look at their production and I can come in and do the same thing as well.
Talk about your journey to this moment, because you battled some injuries, if I'm remembering or looking correctly, on the East Carolina side of things early. Then you kind of broke into the lineup a little bit, and then really made that statement your last year there. What's the journey been like from high school in the Peach State over to now as you're getting ready to start your SMU career?
Yeah, for me, honestly, my journey is nothing short of a testimony to how good God has been to me. He's definitely blessed my path and blessed my steps, because I've been through a lot of adversity. Like you said, I mean, I went into college early, so I graduated semester early, enrolled early, so I got there that January. 3 months later, tore my ACL. So as a freshman, I was forced to grow up kind of fast and forced to figure out who I was, even while I wasn't playing. And I had the game taken away from me for a minute, so kind of getting that mindset that I would never take this for granted, and I wouldn't let anybody around me take it for granted as well. I've seen my fair share of adversity. Also, like the year after that, I kind of went through some injury struggles, like battling with the knee brace, and had some injuries that year as well. So kind of had my time limited for sure. And then breaking into the lineup that last year that I just had at East Carolina, that was a blessing. It was nothing short of hard work and all the things that I had to put into it, but it was all about the timing. One thing I had to do was just stay patient. So my timing finally came, and I was able to take advantage of it. So now I'm here.
I know you weren't on the right side of this game a couple years ago, but what was it like? You're playing SMU, and now you're playing for SMU. That was quite an interesting game. I mean, like, you guys were right in it, and then it kind of just went a little bit sideways there at the end. But it was quite the game.
That year, we actually struggled a lot that year, but we had a good game defensively that game, if I can remember correctly. I didn't get many snaps that game, but I do remember preparing for this team and playing through the cards and seeing how good you guys were on offense and defense and things like that. So I remember that for sure. It was a night game, and we were in all black, and every time somebody hears that I'm from East Carolina, they bring that game up. So it's actually kind of funny. So now being on this side of it is definitely a relief too.
And as you get into spring now, and you've been through the workouts, what was the workouts like in terms of preparing you now for spring and getting on the field and working out with Coach Crum?
Right. Coach Grizz he's everything that they advertised him to be, for sure. He's very detail oriented, definitely a guy that wants to push you to your max and wants to find out how much farther and how much harder you can go. And one thing I will say is that the strength program here is so carefully developed to actually develop us as athletes and to get us to where we're trying to go. So I feel like he did a great job with that for sure. We had an 8-week process with him, which was great. And so now we're in the spring ball, and I feel like everything's going to pay off. It's going to pay us dividends off from on every level, from O-line, D-line, linebackers, whatever level you think. I feel like he's done a great job of developing us through his program.
What's Coach Crum like? You know, we've seen him come in and really take, you know, the linebacker play to another level with Ahmad and Kobe and just that development. What's he like on a day-to-day basis in the film room and just kind of working with you guys in that room?
Right. Coach Crum is everything that you want in a linebacker coach. Definitely also detail-oriented, definitely a guy who will get on you when you need to, but is also there for you as a person, will snap on you when he needs to, will get in you when he needs to, but also like one of those guys where you can trust his word and you can trust that he just wants the best for you. And that's the type of coach that I play the hardest for. So like a guy who I know, like he just wants the best for me. He's going to pull the best out of me no matter what. So that's the guy that I'm kind of attracted to when it comes to being coached by, because I just know that he's going to hold me accountable and he's going to be very detail specific with all his instructions, because he's also been there before. So it's definitely been a good thing and a relief to have him as my coach for sure so far.
What's the learning experience like for this playbook? Is it a difficult one? Is it straightforward? What pieces of it where are you at with that?
I would say I'm not fully there yet, honestly. And one thing that I put on my goal board for the spring was to go out to spring practices and make as many mistakes as possible. That's kind of something that I put on my notes. Go out and make as many mistakes as possible, because that's how you learn the best, is from your mistakes and from your failures. I would be lying to you if I told you I had it all down right now. That would be a lie. But to say that I'm in the film room 24/7 and in my notes 24/7, that's the truth. So I'm in the middle of it, trying to figure it out, and being in the fire now and going against guys like Logan on offense and guys who are really giving full speed looks and really going hard, and we're really sharpening each other right now. So that's exactly what I need to. That's exactly what I need for sure.
And tell the group a little bit about the linebackers and what that room's camaraderie is like. You know, you've got Alex Kilgore and Brandon Maizona who've been there for a while. Justin Medlock came in last year. You've got some young guys coming up who've either redshirted or rolled early now. What's the competition like in that room?
Yeah, I feel like that's a really tight room. And we kind of developed our bond with each other over the course of that 8-week period that we had doing spring training and things like that. And they kind of took me in. They didn't shun me. They didn't try to make me feel like I was different or anything like that. But they took me in and they allowed us to build a bond. So I'm really appreciative towards them for sure for being able to take me in and being able to build bonds within the locker room and also without. Like, we hang out outside the locker room as well. They actually helped me move into my apartment just the other week. So I was very thankful for that. So they're good for sure.
And getting your look at the defensive line playing in front of you, that's something that's been key for SMU's defense, is just that depth and talent. They replenished it again, it looks like, this year. What do you see? What are the early takeaways playing behind some of the, as Tibbs likes to say, the girth up front?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a pretty good D-line. I feel like Coach Tibbs is always going to have them right, have them understand their assignment, but they also play hard, they also play physical, and they're all smart. Like, just from talking to them and asking them different things that they've seen and being able to talk about what I've seen, the communication has been just really clear so far. So it's been good. I'm excited to play behind them. The more we get into pads, our first pad practice was today. We'll go back to pads on Thursday, I believe. So the more we're in pads and the more I get those full speed looks with them, the better, because I feel like we'll be able to build our chemistry. I just want to be able to build with all of them from the top to the bottom and understand how they play, how they flow, kind of how they get off blocks and where they like to be at in their certain spots. So that's a good thing for sure to get these looks.
You mentioned getting into pads. What are the staples of your game that people should look for once you guys are in pads on Saturdays this fall?
Right. Staple of my game, definitely physicality. I think when you pull up the tape, that's probably the first thing that you'll see is how physical I play. But one thing I always want to be able to pop up on film as well is just how I'll run to the ball. That's a big thing for me, is making sure I'm always around the ball. Another thing would be my intelligence, like how smart I can be, and that's the big thing is with learning a new playbook is knowing like where I'm supposed to be at, in my spots where I'm supposed to be at. As you can tell, I'm not the biggest, so knowing where I'm supposed to be at is huge for me. So those two things mostly, that my physicality, effort, and my IQ, are those definitely three things that I want to be able to show up when people look at this ball.
It seemed like you had a natural connection to the program when you're taking another time to watch Kobe and Ahmad and things like that. But how important was Pony Sports DTX also in the process of getting you here and what they do for the players?
Right, they were very, very important, very involved in the decision, also very involved in just the connection I've been able to build with Charlie. He's been really good to me, so just being able to know the people here, it's been good for sure.
And then let's get into away from the field. You told me before you like to play chess. Do you play online? Do you compete in tournaments? Give us the scouting report on Zakye, the chess player.
So Zakye, the chess player, is a guy who plays online. It's a chess.com. It's a little app that I have on my phone. So when I have some free time, sometimes I'll play chess or I'll play pool. Like at my old school, I actually had a pool table in the house, so we would shoot pool all night, just having fun. So those are the type of things I like to do. I'll read sometimes. So those are just the type of things I like to do. I don't really do too much. If it's not football, it's probably those three things. If I get there.
What are you going to major in at SMU?
Yeah, I'm majoring in psychology right now. So that's my major. I'm looking to get into sports psychology maybe with that. But wherever God takes me, wherever I'm supposed to be at, and whatever I'm supposed to be doing as my path after football, that's what I'll be doing for sure.
Is there a moment that really drew you to the sports psychology side of things? It sounds like, you've obviously been through adversity and battled through that. Is that kind of where that came from?
Right. Going through my trials that I went through, I knew for sure that it was other people going through that. Like while I was in it, I kind of took myself outside of my body and realized that I'm not the only person going through this right now, and that other people need help getting through the struggles that I may have been faced with. And some people might have felt like their struggle is the end of the world, when really if you just take a step back, get in a hot air balloon and have some perspective, you'll kind of understand that it's more to life than whatever you're going through right now in your circumstance. So I definitely want to be that face for people that they can look at me and be like, okay, well, he's been through it before. He's been through this whole process before, and he's somebody I can relate to, but also be able to give them strategies to kind of get through their mental roadblocks. That's a big thing for me.
Very cool. All right, Zakye Barker, everybody.